So welcome to microcontroller subject module 2 and session 2 here. So in the module 2 session 1 we have seen the addressing modes. Okay, the different addressing modes we have learned. So what do you mean by basically the addressing modes is, so addressing modes are the one so which will give the ways to access the values, to access the data. Okay, so through the programming, so how to access the data from the memory or from the register, okay, or assigning the immediate value to the register. So that will be we have learned already the different addressing modes. Okay, different addressing modes. After learning the addressing modes, so now we will to move on to the instruction set. Okay, so what is the instruction set? So instruction set is basically the mnemonics, or we call as the symbols. Okay, so it contains opcode and operands. Okay, so as we have seen previously also, so instruction is nothing but which will contain opcode and operand. Okay, so opcode is nothing but the operation, which operation we need to do. Okay, so that operation will be indicated by opcode, and the operation on which we need to do means the operation, whatever the operation we need to do, okay, on what or on which we need to do those operations, so that we call as a operands. So operands can be registers, the values, direct values, or it may be the memory here, memory contents. Okay, so that we call as a operand. Okay, so instruction is of the consist of operands and opcode. Okay, so as there are different types of instructions, the data transfer. Okay, the same thing what we have given in the contents here, data transfer instructions, arithmetic and logical instructions, branch, or we can call as control, and in some places we can call as the jump and call instructions also. Okay, and the last one, bit manipulation instructions. Okay, so the 8051 microcontroller has these different types of instructions: data transfer, arithmetic and logical, branch or control, and bit manipulation. Okay, so in this session we will see only the data transfer instructions. So what are the different types of data transfer instructions, and how to use all those things. Okay, so now this is the same thing here again, the different types of the instructions. So now let us start with data transfer instruction. Okay, so now in data transfer instructions there are basically three types. Again, in data transfer, basically what do you mean by data transfer means the transfer of data from one place to other. So that we can call as source and destination. Okay, so move is a mnemonic or a opcode, okay, which will move the data from source to destination. Okay, there is other type of two instructions, push and pop. So that also we call as the data transfer. So by using the push and pop instructions, we will transfer the data from one place to other place. And also exchange instruction. Okay, through the exchange instruction we will transfer the data from source to destination or destination to source. Okay, so now these three types, the major three types in data transfer, can be used in the form of 5 types. Means by using only move instruction, move X instruction, move C, push and pop, and XCH. Okay, so move itself we can derive into move X, and move C. Okay, so that these all things we will see one by one. So let us start with the move instruction. Okay, so move instruction can be used in the many different ways. Okay, so in that many different ways, the first one, move the contents of register to A, means the n means the n varies from 0 to 7. So n means it is Rn means R0 to R7. So if you want to move the data from R0 to R7 register, any one of that register to A. Okay, in that case how to use that? How we can write? The first one, move A comma R2. So what we have written is move A comma R2. So 2 is n is 2 here. So what it will do is the content of R2 will move to the A register. Okay, the content of R2 will move to the A register. Similarly, move A comma R7. The content of R7 will move to A register. Okay. The next one. So this is the data move from register to A register. Suppose if you want to move the data from A to R0 or A to Rn, in that case it's just a reverse. So we need to write this is R4 comma A. So content of A will move to the R4 register. So always the syntax as we shown, okay, the syntax is always move and the first destination and the next will be source, means the data will move from source to destination always. Okay, so in the same manner move R4 comma A means the content of A, that what we have written here, the content of A register will move to the R4 register. Okay, similarly the second one, the content of A will move to the R1 register. Okay, so now the move is, this is from R0 to R0 to R7 to A, and this is A to R0 to R7. Suppose if you want to move immediate data to register A or R0 or memory location, okay, in that case, so move A comma hash, the first instruction, move A comma hash 40h. So what it will do is, so whatever the number we will represent with hash, okay, so this will act as a immediate data, so that 45 will move to the A register. Similarly the 51, the second instruction, the 51 value will move to the R6 register, and the third one what we have written is move 30h comma hash 44h. So in that case what will happen, the 44 value will move to the address. Okay, if you have not used hash means it will act as an address, so the 44 will, the value will move to the 30h memory location. If it is a memory here, the address is 30. Okay, for 30h memory location the value 44 will be moved. Okay, so this we call as direct means the direct addressing move, we are accessing address directly, and here the value E8. Okay, so value E8, if the first letter is E, we need to use the 0. Okay, so because of that 0 E8 H we have written, so 0 E8 value will move to the, okay, where it will move, it will move to the address which is stored in R0. So at R0 is nothing but indirect addressing move, whatever the value stored in the R0. For example, okay, if the R0 is having 20h, okay, if R0 is having 20h, so the 20h will act as an address, for that location 0 E8 will be moved. Okay, so that is indirect addressing move. Again this is a 16-bit operation, so F5A2, so 0 will be written because the first letter is F. Okay, first letter of the number is F, because of that we have written 0. So 05A2 will move to the 16-bit DPTR register. Similarly 5467 will move to the DPTR register. Okay, the next one, the move the contents of memory location to A. Okay, so here the values to memory location we have sent, so then memory location to A register. So this is what move A comma 65h, move the data from memory location 65h memory location. So it is address because we have not used any hash here. So that is a address here. The 65h content, the memory location content will move to the A register. Okay, similarly move A comma at R0 means the whatever address stored in the R0, if R0 is having 25h, okay, the content of memory location, okay, the content of memory location 25 will move to the A register. Okay, so that is memory to, again memory to A. Okay, again here from register to memory location 45, and again it is similar. Okay, the content of A will be moved to the last one, the content of A will be moved to the address which is stored in the R1. Okay, so this we call as the movement of data from register to register and register to memory and memory to register. Okay, the next one, so here the memory location to R0 and R0 to memory location. Here is again in the previous we have used immediate values, and here what will happen is R3 comma 65H, the content of memory location 65. Suppose if it is memory, this is 65 is the address, the content of this will be moved to the R3 register. Okay, so memory to register. Similarly, register to memory, second one. Okay, the next one, the content, move the contents of one memory location to other memory location. Okay, so one memory to other memory. So as we are saying here, move 47H comma 65H. Okay, content of one memory location 65 will move to the other memory location 47H. So it is like one memory and other memory, or if you take it's like in one memory only. Okay, here it is 45 and here it is 65. The content of 45H memory location will move to the 65H memory location. Okay, so this we call as memory to memory here. Okay, and here again it is memory to memory only. So R0 will have the address, for example 20. So then the 20H memory location content will move to the 45H, but 20H is not specified in the location instruction, so it is given in the R0. So by using at R0 indirect addressing, the content of memory location 20H will move to the 45H. Okay, similarly okay, move X here. So move X means external memory. Suppose if you want to not within 8051. Okay, so not within 8051 register. Suppose if you want to access the data from external memory, suppose if it is microcontroller and this is memory IC which is externally connected, if you want to access from this, then we need to use a move X. Okay, already we have seen in addressing modes. Okay, and that whatever the address which we need to communicate with memory. Okay, if it is 8-bit, then we can use only at R1 and R0. Suppose if the address is of 16-bit, okay, whatever the address we want to access of the memory, okay, and this is microcontroller. So if it is 16-bit, then we need to use a move X at DPTR. So DPTR is a 16-bit register in which we will use the 16-bit address. Okay, so similarly if you want to read the program, so till now we have seen how to move the data. Okay, if you want to move the code or instruction, so then we need to use move C A comma at A plus C and at A plus DPTR. So this is index addressing mode. So what we have seen, so PC will contain the address, the program counter will have contain the address, that address will be added with content of A, together will form a new address. From that address the code will be moved to the A register or opcode, whatever it is. Okay, so the whatever instruction byte will be there, so that will be moved to A register. Okay, if you are using PC, then we need to use instruction move C space A comma at A plus PC. If you are using DPTR, then move C A comma at A plus DPTR. Okay, so this is the transfer of data from one place to other using move instruction. Okay, similarly the same whatever we have used, if it is external memory, we can use move X at R0 and move X at DPTR. If it is ROM, we need to read the code, then we need to use the move C instructions. Okay, so now there is as we have seen in data transfer, we have three types. One is move and other is XCH and third one is push and pop. Okay, so now let us go for second one, exchange instructions. So what it will do is here, exchange instruction opcode is XCH. Okay, XCH is a opcode. So like in the move we had move, so here it is XCH. So what it will do is XCH A comma RR. So R means here varies from 0 to 7. Exchange the data bytes between register and A. Okay, it will exchange the data between A register and between R0 to R7 if you use the first one. The second one, exchange A comma address, means it will exchange the data between A register and the memory location which address we have specified. Okay, the third one same. The third one exchange the data between A register and memory. Okay, so with indirect addressing mode, means the data will flow from A to memory and memory to A. Both the values will be exchanged using this is direct addressing mode and the third one is indirect addressing mode. Okay, the last one exchange D means it will exchange the lower nibble between the A and whatever the address stored in the RP. Okay, so RP, the P varies from 0 to 1 and here R varies from 0 to 7. So in as we know in indirect addressing mode you will use only R0 and R1. So because of that it will be 0 and 1. Okay, so now let us take an example, XCH A comma R7. So it will exchange the values between the register A and register 7. Okay, suppose A is having 10H and R7 is having 25H. So before the execution, so after the execution A will be 25, okay, and R7 will be 10H. So both will be exchanged. Okay, similarly exchange the data between A and F0. So F0 is the address for B register. So as I told, if first letter address is alphabetic we need to put 0. So because of that it is 0F0. So if hash is not there, and one more thing, hash can't be used for the exchange because it can't store there. Okay, so we need to use either register or memory. So this will act as an address now, that is nothing but memory. Okay, so here this is the address of B register. So the data exchange will happen between A and B register. So F0 is the address which is of B register, and here XCH A at R1. Okay, it will exchange the bytes between the register A and the address in R1. Okay, and last one which will exchange the nibble. So nibble means only the 4 bits. Suppose if you take 57H, okay, the nibble will be 7, the first 4 bits, lower nibble we can call as. So this is upper nibble and this is lower nibble. So it will exchange the lower nibble if it is exchange if the values of A is 57 and memory location is value is 25, then it will be 55 after the execution and this will be 27. Okay, only the lower nibble will be exchanged. Okay, so this is how the exchange instruction will work. Means the data will transfer from memory to register or register to memory or memory to register in a different ways. Okay, so it is not only one direction, both direction. So because of that we call as exchange. Okay, the last one, the stack operations. Okay, means the push and pop instructions. So whatever this stack operations, what we are calling. Okay, so this stack is a section of RAM, okay, used by CPU to store the temporary information. Means if you want to store the temporary values in the memory, so whatever RAM is there, 128 the bytes RAM is there. Okay, so in that RAM some of the portion will be used for the stack operation, which will be used to store the temporary values. Okay, it can be data or it can be address. So whatever the information you want to store, it can be data or address. Okay, so how it will work is to handle the stack operation. So stack is nothing but a memory. Okay, so part of the memory in the RAM. Part of the memory will be used for the stack operation, and for to perform the stack operation, there is a special register we call as stack pointer register. Okay, so stack pointer register is a 8-bit wide, which means it can store the values 00 to FF. Okay, 00 to FF. Okay, so this is a register which will have the address. Okay, which will have the address, means for example, when the 8051 is powered up, the SP register contains value 7 default. Okay, so default SP is equal to 07, so it will be having the 07 value, means it is pointing in the memory. What is the meaning of that is the SP is pointing to address 7. Always with the default, SP is pointing to value 07, means 07 is the address, that is address of the RAM, so it is pointing to 7th location. Okay, default. So from the 8th, okay, the 8 RAM location 8 is the first location begin used for the stack, so it is pointing to 7, but this for stack operation it will be used from the 8th. Okay, so why it will be 8th, so we'll come to know. So now here, what is a push? So push is a mnemonic here. Push is an instruction. Okay, like move or XCH, push is an instruction, and next we need to provide the address. Okay, so what operation it will do is, first it will increment SP by 1. For push operation it will increment the SP by 1, so SP will be 7 default, so it will be incremented by 1, so it will become 8. Then okay, it will copy the data in address, so whatever the value in that address it is there, so whatever we have specified, the data in the address will be moved to the internal RAM address. So internal RAM address means where the SP is pointing. Okay, so now push. Okay, so we will see examples afterwards, so in the next now. So push address, so what it will do is, whatever the content stored in this address will be moved to the where SP is pointing. So default it is pointing to, suppose if you use this instruction, it will point to 8th address, so it will go there. Okay, similarly pop address. So pop address means first it will copy the data from the internal RAM address, means where SP is pointing to some memory location, it will copy the data, then okay, that's what it will copy the data internal address contained in SP, and where it will store to the where what address we have specified. Copy the data from the internal RAM address contained in SP to the address, so which is specified in the instruction. So this we call as stack read, and this we call as stack write. Okay, so push means write operation. Okay, and pop means read operation. Read from the stack and write to the stack. Okay, so the same thing we have shown with the diagram here. Suppose if it is a if this is a RAM here, if you are using the push, okay, if you are using the push instruction, initially it will be at SP. Once we use push X is the address. Once we use push X, SP will be incremented by 1, and the data will be moved to the address what the whatever X address is there, in that data will be moved. Okay, so whatever what it will do is, for example, we have written push X. Okay, what it will do, SP will be incremented by 1. okay, and whatever the data in the X address, whatever the data in the X address, so that will be moved to the where SP is pointing, okay, that will be moved to the where SP is pointing. Similarly, one more push means again SP will be incremented by 2. At that position, whatever the value of stored in the Y, value in the Y, it will be moved to the SP where it is pointing, okay. Similarly, pop X means, and one more thing, this stack we call as FIFO, sorry, LIFO, last in first out. So whichever is stored in the last, so that will be last in first out. So whichever stored at the last, that will be read first. So first it will be pop Y means first it will read the value, it will read the value, then it will be decremented by 1. So pop X means first it will read the value, then it will be decremented by 1, okay. So this will be more clear by taking the example. So here what we need to remember is the push means write to the stack, okay. Before that it will increment. So basically like this only, if this is a stack pointer is pointing here, if you use the push X, okay, it will be increment, SP will be incremented by 1, it is pointing here, whatever the value stored in the X, okay, whatever the address X is having the value, so that will be right down to the where SP is pointing, okay. So now let us take an example. So now SP is, as I told, so basically it is a SP is having 7 default value, okay. So here R6 is having 25, we are moving 25 value to R6, we are moving 12 value to R1, we are moving F3 value to R4, okay. So means R6 will have 25, R1 will have 12 and R4 will have F3, okay. These are the values just we are moving before using the push operations, okay. So now push 6 is the address. Now 6 is nothing but, as we know, okay, so register R6 will have the address 6. If you go back the previous sessions, so R6 will have the address 6. So push 6 means the content stored in the address 6. Address 6 is nothing but R6 register, okay. So the content of R6 will move to the where SP is pointing, okay. So now push 6 means SP will become 8, it will be incremented by 1, SP will become 8. So the content means the SP, so 8 address. So what will happen? Address 8. So address 8, so initially SP is pointing to 7, okay. After using the push 6, SP will be pointing to 8. At this position, the content of R6 address, 6 address is nothing but R6, content of R6 is 25. So 25 will move to the 8th address, okay. So address 8 will have the content of address 6, that is 25, okay. So because of this, content of 8th address is 25. Similarly push 1, so SP will become 9. So push 1 means R1, so content of R1 is 12. So the SP is pointing to 9 now, so 9th address you will have the value of 12, okay. Push 4, SP will become A, okay. The A address will have the value of F3, okay. 4 means R4 register, so that is having F3. F3 will move to where SP is pointing, SP is pointing to A address, okay. Similarly now after this directly I am using the pop 6. So pop 6 means, okay, what will happen, where SP is pointing now, SP is pointing to A address. The content of A address, what is the F3 now? Content of A, that is nothing but F3 value. So that F3 value will move to where? 6 is the address now. 6 is nothing but R6. So R6 will be having the F3 if you do pop 6. So content of 6 is F3 and SP will become 9 now. So it will be, first it will copy the data, then it will be decremented by 1. SP will become 9. Again pop 1. Okay, so SP is pointing to 9. 9 will have the 12. So 12 will be moved to 1 means R1. Okay, so R1 will be having the 12. Then pop 4. So pop 4. So now SP is, after this again it will be decremented by 1. So SP will be 7. 7. What is the value of 7? Sorry. Here SP is 9. Content of SP9 will move to R6 decremented by 1. Content of 8 will be moved to pop 1. Okay, and the next one pop 4 means, okay, so what is the content of 8? Okay, here sorry, content of pop 6 means the content of A. Okay, first it will copy, then it will decrement. Okay, content of A will be moved to R6 register, then content of 9 will be moved to R1 register, then content of 8 will be moved to R4 register. Okay, so because of that R4 is nothing but 25. Okay, so here because of this we call as last in first out. Okay, so basically the stack operation will be moved in the to store the temporary values. Okay, this is how the stack instruction will be worked. Okay, usually okay, if you take the diagrams, okay, and whatever we have seen in the previously, okay, this is how the stack will be incremented in the push operation, and first it will increment, then it will push the data to memory, then again it will increment, push the data to value into memory. In the pop, first it will read, then it will decrement, first it will read, then it will decrement. Okay, so this is how the stack operations will work. So we have seen how the data transfer instructions will work, that is move type, XAH and the push and pop instructions with respect to stack. Okay, so I greatly acknowledge the whatever the some contents are taken from internet sources and also from the textbooks what we have given in the syllabus. Thank you.